Hi, this is Brad Linder with Liliputing, and I'm here checking out some of Dell's newest gaming machines, and that includes a new model called the Alienware M15, which is the thinnest and lightest in the Alienware series to date, even though it doesn't have the smallest screen. So over here we actually got the Dell Dell Alienware 13, which is previously the smallest model in the current lineup, and it's got a 13-inch display, and it weighs about 5 pounds or so?
5 pounds and change, actually, yeah.
A little over 5 pounds. This is a model with a 15-inch display as opposed to 13-inch, and the 15-inch model weighs about 4.7 pounds and measures about 0.7 inches thick. So it's hitting the streets in November, and by the time you see this video, it might be sometime around then. It depends on when they let me release the video. But it's got a, as you can see here, backlit keyboard. It's got a nice large display. This is going to be available with a 1920 by 1080 pixel display, a 1920 by 1080 pixel 144 hertz display, or an Ultra HD 4K display. So you've got different options there for depending on your gaming needs, and it should have plenty of power to handle any of those display options because it's powered by a Coffee Lake H processor, entry-level model to have a quad core, but it goes all the way up to a hexa-core Coffee Lake H Core i7 processor, and it's available with NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1060 or 1070 graphics options. Entry-level model is going to have 8 gigabytes of RAM and a terabyte of storage with a little bit of SSD cache. Higher-end versions are going to be available with up to 32 gigabytes of memory and more storage. It's also available with an SSD if you prefer that to the hard drive. And in both of those cases, you can upgrade the memory and the storage, but of course not the graphics card and the processor. So what you get is what you get when you start with. In terms of ports and connectivity, as a gaming machine, that's pretty important. And we've got, you can see here, a couple of USB ports on the side. On the back, we've got USB Type-C. You can almost see this on the video. Thunderbolt,
Gen 3.
Gen 3, mini DisplayPort, HDMI, and that funny looking thing there is for the Dell graphics dock. So if you're not satisfied with the graphics that come with it, you can plug it into an external dock, get even more graphics power, as well as a couple of extra ports and connectivity, and that is something that is sold separately. And then if we take a look over here on the other side, we've got killer Ethernet, gigabit Ethernet, and another USB port, and a headset jack, and of course plenty of ventilation because this thing's going to get kind of hot.
And the Noble Lock port as well for security.
Okay, and so that's the most important thing. RGB backlit keys. We've got the sort of off-center touchpad. It's got a matte finish. This is the finish that it'll have on the final version? Probably.
It's roughly.
Yeah, and it's got a slightly different keyboard layout than you'll see on some of the other Alienware gaming machines. It's got more of an island-style key here with RGB backlit keys, and it does have a numeric keypad, which is something that you don't see on the 13-inch model. So in terms of portability, Dell's going to continue offering the XPS 13, but if you're looking for a thin and light and Alienware 13, I'm so used to the XPSs, but if you're looking for gaming and you care more about thin and light than you do necessarily about smaller screen size, there is a slightly smaller footprint in terms of width with the 13-inch model, so if you've got a very small backpack and just can't lug around the 15-inch, this might still be the better option for you. But if you're really looking for something that has a bigger screen yet weighs less in terms of portability, the Alienware M15 seems like an interesting option. So again, it should be available in November. It's probably going to sell for around $1,100 and up. The pricing has yet to be finalized, but it's somewhere in that range. And that entry-level model will have 8 gigs, 1 terabyte, Core i5, Coffee Lake H, and NVIDIA GeForce 1060 graphics. So this is Brad Linder with Liliputing.